It's very dark, very dark, dark. Okay. Hey guys, it's Lexi Love, and I got another book review, yay! So this is My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Wanga, and it was really good. Honestly, I have a few notes on it. It's mainly about this girl, her name is Aysel, which is not how you say it. It's spelled A-Y-S-E-L, but it's pronounced Azel, which they go into that numerous times in the book because she's Turkish. She's like the only Turkish person in her entire Kentucky town. So obviously everyone knows who she is. Basically what happens in her life is that her dad murdered somebody. So her entire like high school career job is just sucky because everyone thinks that she's gonna one day just become a psycho person and just start shooting people out of nowhere randomly. Like, I'm gonna kill every single one of you motherfuckers for like no reason. That's not how life works. And psychos like, the way that they're treating her is like, oh, you're gonna become a psycho just like your father who just murdered somebody. It wasn't like somebody like random. It was like somebody who was from their town who was going to the Olympics. So to them it was like, you just destroyed the entire town, basically. Basically we have Azel, who, she's very depressed. She has a lot of mental depressive problems because she's constantly treated like she's a monster or has the extreme potential to become a monster. The way that she's just, it's horrible. She's treated pretty badly. But she doesn't realize that people are actually trying to reach out to her. Like, somebody who's seeing it from an outside perspective can, but when you have depression, like, you kind of shut everybody out automatically, whether you can hear them or not. That's a video for another time. Obviously, I'm anxious to keep touching my hair. So basically, Zell goes to this website called Smooth Passages, which is like a forum that you can meet with other people near your area that want to commit suicide too. And you basically just get a suicide partner and then you make sure you do the deed, basically. Like, you choose a date, a time, a way to do it, you write your suicide notes together, and then you die together. Like, okay, I can roll with it. It's very dark, very dark, dark. So she's like this 16-year-old girl planning her own death, and she ends up finding another guy in her, like the next town over, not very far though. And his screen name is like Frozen Robot or something like that, aka Roman is his real name. Or Roman is his real name, aka Roman. But basically, like, she meets him and like she doesn't understand because he's like this gorgeous basketball playing type who's beautiful, and then she's like, I don't understand why you want to kill yourself. But then like as she gets to know him, she realizes, oh, I understand, he's got extremely depressive issues for very good reasons. And then she starts to fall in love with him, and that's like the whole part of the cover is one spark can change everything, and she considers her heart a black hole. She's a huge like physics, she loves physics, she loves science. And like he loves to draw, and he likes Jules Verne novels, and like you get to know a lot about the characters in a different way, especially as somebody who has a similar mental disorder. It was nice to see a book where it was more accurate when it comes to depression. The ending was accurate. Like it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel forced. It felt realistic as to somebody who comes from a similar aspect of hers. Nothing crazy like my dad murdered somebody, but coming from my point of view, I really liked this book. I'm just still only giving it I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I'm not gonna give it a 4 out of 5 petty. Like, me being the petty person myself, wanting to give it a 4 out of 5 because I did like the ending. It was a realistic ending. Like, I always want like a happy little bow, happiness and sunshine and blah blah blah, which I never get because, you know, I read these books. But, you know, like, I love the shiny bow on the top and happy endings, but of course that's not how you write a good book. You leave us cliffhangers, or you leave us with something really realistic. And it's a really well done book, and for somebody who is, for anyone who's fighting a mental disorder, I would encourage you to read this book, especially if you're dealing with depression and feeling lonely. The one thing that I would probably be like a PSA about this book is that it's very fact that she ends up like falling in love with him, and that's what saves her. Like, I know that's kind of what happened to me, but I don't want to have that message out in the world on YouTube. Hey, you're fine, you're depressed, you're a horrible depressed teenager that constantly wants to kill yourself, and all you need is to find somebody who'll still love you, and then everything's gonna be fine. That's not how it works. CJ and I have been together for over 2 years, and every day I still fight a battle of wanting to kill myself, or wanting to cut, or just having really bad days and really good days. Like, it just depends. Even though he loves me, and I know he loves me, and he cares about me, I still have to fight this mental disorder every goddamn day, because that's what it is. And that's the one PSA I have about this book. It's not just gonna all of a sudden solve your depression. Because that's what it seems like. It feels more like like Stolen, which I read a little while ago. I borrowed this from the same friend who gave me Stolen to read. And it's written in a very similar concept to where Stolen, you see her go through the Stockholm Syndrome. In this one, you see Azelle go through, you see, like, her entire thought process changes throughout the entire book because of this guy. I don't know. It's a good book. It's a really good book. I just don't like that specific aspect of it because it relies so much on him. But, I mean, it's a good book. It's a really good book. I don't want to do, like, in a spoiler alert or anything because I don't really want to spoil anything for you. It's well written. I'm not going to tell you if anyone dies or lives. That's not my business to tell. But I give it 5 out of 5 black holes, and the reason why is because Jasmine Wanga actually went into a lot of detail about this book. If you read about the author, and in the back, she wrote this book while right after her friend died. So this was like her way of coping with it, which is really neat to see. And then she has a list of lifelines and resources that you can go to at the end of the book, different websites and phone numbers that you can call based on, like, psychiatry for children, adolescents, mental disorders. Like she said, I started to write this book in January 2013 after the death of one of my closest friends. I found myself in a very dark place, and working on this project was in part my way of grappling with these emotions. To me, My Heart and Other Black Holes has always been a story about the people who understand you, all of you, even the scariest and weirdest parts of you. It is about those people who come into your life when you least expect it, in the strangest of ways, and change everything. It is about the importance of letting those people in, of opening up to them. It is about the people in your life who help you to see you differently and the true power of human connection. And that's the message she's trying to get across, and the message that does convey through the book very well. And it's a very well written book. I really, really liked it. It took me 2 years to get to open up to CJ and open up to my best friend Stephanie about my mental disorder and about the dark thoughts that I do have in my head that I don't like to share. It's talking about those, letting people in. It's really hard because you really can't rely on a lot of people, but it's finding those few people who will stick with you through everything. Absolutely everything. Like, Stephanie just drove me to Care Spot this morning because I was having chest pain due to anxiety. Like, you know, like, that's true friendship right there, am I right? But I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. I know I got a little dark, but I mean, this is a little dark book. And here, actually, I'm going to show you the book that I'm reading. I'm currently reading Miss Perendrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I actually, so far, I really, really like this book. I really do. It's different. It's different. Like, I mean, all the books that I have been reading I've been kind of stepping out of my comfort zone because I used to read, like, a very specific group of books, like all the Percy Jackson series. Most of Rick Riordan's books I've read, with the exception of 2 of them, which are the 2 newest ones. I've read a lot of James Patterson. I've read, like, you know, Maximum Ride, Daniel X, Witchy Wizard, the Graceling series. I've read a wide expanse of books, and most of them are sci-fi, mythology, or medieval, and that's it. I tend not to hit realistic fiction very often. I tend not to go to different genres a lot, but I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. With this book, it was really nice to see more of some less stigma around mental disorders, so that was nice. And then this one's more like in the beginning, his grandfather, where I'm at, his grandfather just died, and he has basically like PTSD from whatever happened to him as a kid. And as of right now, I don't know much about it, about the mysterious island or the orphanage. He hasn't even gotten to the island yet. Like, as far, I'm reading it because the movie comes out this summer, and I'm very much I need to read the books before I see the movie kind of person. Why I haven't seen Game of Thrones, because I have to read all those books, and I don't want to sit there and watch 6 seasons of Game of Thrones and then have to wait 2 more years for the series finale when I could just wait 2 more years and have read the books by then and then watch the series and be happy about it. But I give My Heart and Other Black Holes 5 out of 5 black holes, and you guys keep an eye out for Miss Perendrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I should be uploading this within a few weeks because honestly, I don't think it'll take me that long to read. I really, really like it. It is really interesting. It's different. I like the fact that there's photos in here, and they're like pertaining to the story and actual notes. Like you feel like you're in the story, like you're finding out everything with Jacob, or Jacob is his father called. But I hope you guys enjoyed my nonsense. I'm gonna have so much fun editing this fucking video. I love you guys. Bye. Just making sure we're still recording because she likes to just shut off some fucking times. And light test number 3, motherfuckers.